Hello everyone, my name is Mini Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about cost of capital. In order to run your business, you have to arrange a fund. For arranging a fund, you have to bear some cost. This cost will be called your cost of capital. For example, you are taking loans from market at 10% interest rate. This 10% interest rate which you are paying will be called cost of your capital. Or you are raising a fund by issuing a share and giving 10% part of your profit to your shareholders. This 10% part of your profit which you are giving to your shareholders will be called cost of your capital. In order to survive in market, you must able to cover cost of capital from your business. So you can say that cost of capital is minimum rate of return which investor or company expect to receive from their investment. If you are investing in project, then cost of capital is minimum return which required to justify your money in specific project. For a company, cost of capital is overall average rate of return that firm must be received in order to satisfy their investor, those providing you debts or your equity or preference shareholders. Significance of cost of capital. Why it is important to know your cost of capital? Investment decision. Before investing on any project, you have to see cost of this project. If cost of this project exceed than expected profit, then obviously you will not invest on this project. On the other hand, if expected profit exceed than cost of capital, then you will definitely invest on this project. So cost of capital help to take investment decisions. Designing capital structure. There are mainly two sources of raising fund. First is debts, other one is equity. Debts means taking loans from market in order to run your business. Equity means raise a fund by issuing a share. Through cost of capital, you can decide how much fund raised through debts and how much fund raised by issuing shares. Performance appraisal. Through cost of capital, you can know performance of your top level management. If in your organization most of the projects are running in loss, that means their cost of capital is more than expected profit. That means your top level manager is not performing well. On the other hand, most of the projects in your organization are running in profit. Their cost of capital is less than the expected profit. That means top level management is performing well. Their policies, objectives are good for your organization. Dividend policy. Through cost of capital, you can know how much part of your profit you should give to your shareholders as a dividend and how much part of your profit you should keep for further investment purpose. Opportunity cost. In very simple term, opportunity cost is money which you can earn if you don't invest on a specific project. Opportunity cost is money which you can earn if you don't invest on specific project. For example, you invest 1 lakh rupees on a project, on specific project. If you don't invest on this project, obviously you save this money in your bank and earn some interest rate, but now you can't earn this interest rate because you are going to invest this money in project. Loss of this interest rate will be called your opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is value of a next alternative, next best alternative which you are losing because you are investing on specific project. So if you invest money in business, you are giving up a chance to earn interest rate from bank. Giving up a chance to earn interest rate from bank will be called your opportunity cost. Now we will see different sources of capital and their risk and return relationship. If there is a high risk, then return is also high for investor. If there is a low risk, then return is also low. First source of capital is debts. That means in order to run your business, you are taking loans from market. If we talk about investor, then there is very low risk for investor. Whether your company go in loss or profit, investor will receive fixed amount of interest rate. That's why if you are taking loans from market in order to run your business, then there is very low risk for investment investor. They will receive a fixed interest rate whether you are going in loss or profit, because there is very less risk. That's why investors are ready to accept very low interest rate, or you can say that due to low risk, investors are ready to accept lower return. Next source of capital is preference shares. These are medium risky. If you raise a fund by issuing preference share, then you have to pay them before equity shareholder, but after debts holder. Their cost also medium. Their cost is more than debts holder but less than equity shareholder. That means if you raise money by taking loans from market, you have to pay very low interest rate. But in case of preference shareholders, their cost is more than interest rate, but their cost is less than equity share. Equity shares are like a family member, but preference shares are like a guest. First of all, we serve food to guest, and family member eat food after guest. If more food remain, then family member eat more food. If less food remain, then family member eat very less food. Similar, first of all, we pay dividend to equity shareholder. If more money left, then equity shareholder receive more money. On the other hand, if less money left after paying to preference shareholder, then equity shareholder will receive very less money. Next is equity shares. If you raise a fund by issuing equity shares, then your cost of capital is very high. At the same time, there is more risk for investor because they are last to get paid. First of all, you pay money to debt holder. After that, you pay money to preference holder. On the last, you pay money to equity holder. So for investor, this is very risky. That's why cost of equity shareholder is more, because they expect high return on their investment. Obviously, they are taking so much risk. So cost of preference shares is more than cost of debts, but cost of equity is more than cost of preference shares. Now is a specific cost versus weighted average cost of capital. Specific cost is cost of one individual source of finance. Specific cost is cost of only one individual source of finance. For example, specific cost include just cost of debts or just cost of equity. This is not a combination of both, or this is not mix of both. It just include cost of debts or just cost of equity. Weighted average cost of capital. Company mostly use a combination of both debts as well as equity. That means some fund arrange through debts by taking loans from market, and some fund arrange by issuing shares. And weighted average cost of capital is combination of both. That means this is combined average cost. It is calculated by taking cost of each source and multiplying by its weight. Weight means their proportion. For example, you borrow from bank $40 at 5% interest rate, and you raise fund by issuing shares, means you arrange $60 through shares, and investor expect 10% return. So that's equal to 40% into 5% interest rate equal to 2.0%. Equity 60% into 10% interest which investor expect become equal to 6.0%. When you add, it will become equal to 8%. From your project, you must able to receive 8% of profit in order to satisfy both bank and your investors. So this is all about today's video. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye. Take care.